century, Pat Boone's been entertaining America, and he is not stopping anytime soon. He is also not wavering when it comes to his support of President Bush, even if many in the party seem to be distancing themselves. Boone's latest CD is entitled Hopeless Romantic. Pat Boone joins us now from Los Angeles. Pat, good to have you back.
Hey, Neil, mi amigo. Good to be back. Over 50 years. Boy, that is a sobering truth.
I can't believe it. And you're only 55, so I don't know how the heck you did that.
Yeah, I know. I started like Sammy Davis when I was 3.
I do want to talk about your career. I know things are doing very, very well, and CD's looking great. You got a little bit of press attention. You said, you know, look, we're going too far on this anti-war stuff. We're going a little too far on this bash Bush stuff. What did you mean by that?
Well, first of all, whatever happened to the idea of closing ranks behind our leader, especially in time of war, the criticism has gotten so harsh and so persistent and so incessant, and it does aid and abet our enemies. Because if they think that we are not in compliance, that we're not supporting our leadership, then they will press on, keep on doing what they're doing, trying to intimidate us into a different course of action. And thank God for you guys at Fox. You have finally revealed the audio tapes that on which you can clearly discern the voice of Saddam Hussein, Tariq Aziz, and generals of in the Air Force of Saddam Hussein, all talking about the weapons of mass destruction they did have, that they were playing the shell game with the UN with and laughing up their sleeves, and then planning to get them out of the country if they were attacked, which they were, and they smuggled the weapons of mass destruction over to Syria, where they still reside, ready to be called on. And yet most of the media has totally ignored that. And even people in the Republican Party still keep saying there were no weapons of mass destruction, therefore we shouldn't have taken on Saddam and invaded Iraq, when now the truth is, and it's been revealed, there were.
But Pat, I'm curious, do you think that this will be page 1 of the LA Times tomorrow? Will it be page 1 of the New York Times tomorrow? Do you think it'll be page anything in any paper tomorrow?
You know, no, it will not, because it doesn't fit the ideological prejudice. And every comedian on television now at night vilifies the president, paints him as a fool, as a moron, and they keep vilifying him. And it reminds me of that Rudyard Kipling quote: "If you can keep your head when all around you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, you'll be a man, my son." And it seems to me that George Bush, whatever his faults, is soldiering on, and those around him. And personally, I hear from soldiers, those in the military in Iraq. They know why they're there. I've written a song, in fact, it hasn't been recorded, called "For My Country," the Ballad of the National Guard. And it's sort of like the Ballad of the Green Beret, you know, Sergeant Barry Sadler during the Vietnam War. And even though there was tremendous anti-war sentiment during the 60s and 70s, Barry Sadler, as a member of the Green Beret, recorded that song, and it was the biggest record of the decade because people realize, hey, we've got young men and women over there, they're in harm's way, they're doing what they've been asked to do, and they believe that what they're doing is right, that we're going to confront the enemy on our soil or theirs, and they'd rather do it there rather than have more 9/11s in this country.
Could I ask you this, Pat? You expressed this very eloquently. Some say a lot more eloquently than the president has.
Well,
does he
he's
ever
had trouble doing it.
Yeah. Does he ever call you up? Has he ever said, "Gee, Pat, thanks for the kind words"?
There have been a couple of communications, not directly from him, but from people with him, saying thanks for the good words. You know, I'm writing some articles for WorldNet Daily now, and sometimes Newsmax, and I express myself forcefully, and I hope reasonably. And of course I do defend him because he and people around him, I think, know more than the average guy on the street, and they know more than some of the pundits, and they certainly know more than comedians. Or
TV news anchors.
Too many news anchors who have a bias, who have a prejudice, who do, you know, they don't want this president to be right about anything. And when he makes a verbal gaffe, they make it sound as if he's low IQ, which he's not. You know.
Okay, Pat. Thank you, sir.
So anyway, I think he's doing a great job, and I defend him, and I wish some of our former presidents would do the same.
All right. Well, nice little dig there at the end. Hopeless Romantic is the new CD. Pat Boone, just one question. I just want you to start aging, please, quickly. I don't know what's going on with you.
I'm trying to get the hang of it. I'm trying to get the hang of it. If you look close, you can see I'm making some inroads.
I don't see it, my friend, but thank you very much, Pat Boone.
Thank you, Neil.
All right, after this, she's a wife, she's a mom, and a doctor.